Hello. The topic today is resilience. How to achieve resilience through green IT. Few words about myself. About 37 years in the industry and about 17 years in resilience domain. I've gone across companies and countries, won multiple national and global awards, have been a practitioner, means I've dirtied my hands myself, a trainer, auditor, assessor, speaker, and author. 4 books to my name so far. I'm attempting 2 more this year. And to begin with, I'll make this statement that a sustainable organization is a resilient organization. So the question comes to mind, what is sustainability? We have talked about this for long, but some of us still do not understand it well. We think of sustainability and we think of environment and pollution. But sustainability is much more than environment and pollution, according to me. It is the overall sustainability of the business. And I may say simply live and let live. I need to breathe. I need oxygen for that. And I give out carbon dioxide, which is not good for us, which is not good for environment. But I must think of others also, that they also have to breathe. They also need oxygen. If you look at United Nations, they define this as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In the past, we also used to say that this environment we are going to leave for our kids, the future generations. So let's leave it in good shape. Better way to think is that we have borrowed this from the coming generations. So what we have borrowed needs to be returned with interest. Better if possible, but at least not degraded. And when we talk of sustainability, green IT is a great enabler. This definition from Wikipedia, there are different terms that we use: green IT or sustainable IT or ICT or green computing is the study and practice of environmentally suitable computing or IT. And we think of IT, assume I'm talking based on or using a laptop. That's an IT equipment. This being environment friendly when I'm using it. At the most, I would think that, which is not enough, which is not correct. We need to think of this cradle to grave. So quick look at this concept, cradle to grave. Some material needs to be mined to make this laptop. So that mining, that sourcing needs to be green to the extent possible. Manufacturing needs to be green to the extent possible. Then once the laptop is ready, it needs to be packed and shipped, so that packing needs to be green. For example, the packing material is recyclable, or much better if it's made of already recycled material. Then needs to be transported, shipped. So whatever vehicle is being used, that being energy efficient, that using non-fossil fuels if possible. It's only after that it comes to me, the user. At that time, it needs to be green. And in my hand, the best that can be done is that I have purchased an energy efficient laptop, and also the energy, the power that I'm using, that is from renewable sources. And someday this would die for me when it comes to disposal. When an IT equipment dies, it generates an e-waste. That e-waste needs to be managed. And if that also is green or environment friendly or sustainable, then disposal also is good. And this is the cradle to grave story. A lot of carbon footprint is created when I'm not there, the user. So we need to think at this holistic picture and act upon that. I go up to an extent of saying that IT, or information technology, or information and communications technology, ICT, that is light on all resources, not only the material. Light on all resources, which includes my pocket also. It needs to be light on my pocket as well. Then it's green IT. And people would say, Daman, why should we do this? So I quickly will talk about the benefits of implementing green IT, or practicing green IT, or implementing green IT principles. There are benefits that it helps to reduce capital expenditure. It helps to reduce operating expenditure. It reduces equipment breakdowns, reduces energy consumption, reduces space requirements. From desktops, we move to laptops, which take less space, which take or consume less power as well. Reduces carbon footprint. E-waste also is less. Once again, a desktop and a laptop. Laptop produces or generates less amount of e-waste, reduces software licensing challenges as well as patch management efforts. I could have gone deep with examples, numbers, figures on each of these. Today, focus is not on benefits. I'm going to talk about something called e-waste management. So I'm skipping or going fast on these. These are the benefits. But you become the CEO or CFO of the company, and you still may not be happy with these benefits, because in their mind, it's always the money. So there are benefits, monetary benefits also, of adopting green IT principles and practices. Your top line and your bottom lines go up. Your revenues and your profits go up. Also enhances corporate responsibility, enhances marketability, and enhances stakeholder satisfaction. These stakeholders may be internal employees or external customers, regulators, the citizens, society at a large. So there are financial, commercial benefits also from or of adopting green IT principles and practices. So it's not a good to do thing, it is the thing to do. It's the need of the hour. There is money in green IT and it's pure business. But there's a challenge in green IT, which is called or known as e-waste. Long list. Once again, I could have spent a lot of time on each of these with numbers, figures, examples. These are different ways, different activities that we can adopt in the name of going green. IT portion. I'm not talking of going green as a whole. About 30 different actions, but my focus today is on e-waste. This is a big challenge. I go up to an extent today saying that no one should die because of me or for me. And my understanding also increased in 2010-11. Before that, I wouldn't have thought that way. Today, I think twice before buying any equipment. This phone is at least into third year. This laptop is into second year. My laptop, my phone, refrigerator, air conditioner changes only after it is dead or becomes too inefficient, not just because new model has come into the market. Why? Because once this equipment dies, it creates e-waste, and most e-waste management or recycling, especially in India and some other countries, happens in the informal sector. Even from the Western world, from the developed countries, they don't do many of them. A lot of amount, a large amount comes to countries like India and such other countries, where once again it is recycled in or by the informal sector. What do? They need to break this. So assume there's glass in this. So this is harmful to someone. The laptop was produced for me. I used it, but after me, someone is breaking it and may be harmed. They burn it. So some fumes are created which are not good for health. Or they may use even acid to melt this material because their interest is in the precious metals in the equipment. Plastic is not their focus area. So when they inhale these fumes, when they are playing with these dangerous, sharp material particles, they may even die. They may fall sick, seriously sick because of me. That's what I mean to say, that no one should die for me or because of me. We don't even know what all different types of ailments they may be getting and of serious type and kind. So we need to think twice. Almost anything that has E in it, whether it is electrical or electronic, will generate e-waste once it is dead. So what is the solution? There are e-waste management rules in almost all countries, including India also. And they are approved recyclers, because I would say as a user, but I don't know what to do. For me, it's dead. What do I do? So there are management rules. It is mandatory. And there are recyclers also. Recyclers, because I was saying mostly it happens in informal sector. So a formality has been produced. There are approved recyclers who would do it appropriately. But there are many challenges. It's difficult to change habits. We all human beings, we all have been used to get something back from my dead equipment, even if it's a very small amount of money. But when I give it back, whether phone or laptop or refrigerator or air conditioner or any other equipment, I'm used to getting something back. So how do we give it for free, Daman? Going up to an extent, a big corporate head once challenged me, Daman, what do you mean by giving it free for recycling, appropriate recycling? Because you are raising a voice about that. I used to sell old laptops, desktops every year. That's a big amount. If I don't do that, you're touching my or disturbing my statement, financial statement, my budget. So it's a big challenge. We need to come out of this mode. There is poor awareness that e-waste is a dangerous challenge that we have in hand, and that there are rules that we need to do it appropriately. Also, poor awareness about who is this recycler. My own example, I started working on this when I became aware in 2010 and 11, and I was able to find about 10 in NCR in Delhi, 10 recyclers, and I was able to get my e-waste to them. All that I need in return is a certificate that they have done it appropriately, and I feel proud of that certificate. And I share that certificate with others in the hope that someone else may get motivated because of my certificate. But over the years, it has been difficult for me. Either they don't come, I don't even know who are they now, and also if they pick up, they don't give me that certificate. I'm not looking for money, but I'm looking for the certificate. That's precious for me, but they won't. So those are the challenges, because of which we, the citizens, once again can step back. So I may go back to the old recycler when I used to sell my material or my e-waste to them. People do not come forward. have been attempting to arrange collection drives, and people do not come forward. One of the reasons is the first one, that it's old habit. I want something back from this. The money is asking this to be given for free. COVID-19 pandemic actually has added a lot to this challenge. Almost everyone started across globe, started working from home, which means extra amount of desktops, laptops, and other IT equipment were generated. 2.5 years gone. In next 1.5, 2 years, these are going to die. A huge amount of e-waste will be generated in the world. While we were worried about our business, quantity of our business, we started using these equipment, extra amount, extra number. I think, I feel, I believe, didn't think of the environment. We didn't think that after 4 years, this would be an extra e-waste generated. We should be worried about that. Should have been worried about 4 years ago. I don't know whether any company, whether the manufacturer or the user, I'm talking of big corporates, not about individuals like you and me. I don't know if any corporate, whether the manufacturer or the user, increase their capacity, or including the municipal committee or the recyclers, increase or enhance their capacity to process this extra amount of e-waste that would be generated. So if we didn't do that, I would like all of us to think seriously. Are we really in ethical business then? We have exploited technology to our benefit, but perhaps without thinking of the e-waste management portion out of that. And the question may be, Sudaman, what do you do? And I proudly will say that I practice what I preach. This photograph dated 2010. When I became aware of this challenge myself, I started arranging the collection drives. This is from one of the schools. My son used to study here. So we did that. This certificate dated 2013. So my personal e-waste given to a recycler, and all that I want in return is a certificate which I can proudly display. Government of India has been doing a lot. There are rules, but there's a lot about the awareness also. I have taken this pledge and I keep looking at this. I keep it in front of my eyes so that I do not forget. It keeps reminding me of my commitment. This is one of the latest ones. So for about 5 years, I was not able to find anyone who would take my e-waste, personal e-waste, recycle, and give me a certificate. But I have been able to find once again. This is from October last year. Once again, about 50 kg of my e-waste had been kept for about 5 years or so, given, and I've got the certificate once again. I hope some people get motivated because of this. And I also keep arranging the collection drives. This is one latest one, once again, October last year, but we have been struggling to get enough amount to be given to this recycler. It needs to make sense for them to also to come with a truck, with a vehicle to pick up and then recycle. But we have been struggling here. People do not come forward. We understand there are some challenges, and that's why I've been talking to you all today through this platform. And then while closing, I'm happy to say that I'm happy to help. I can. Well, I'm neither a consultant, nor an NGO, nor a recycler, nor the government. I'm a citizen, common citizen. If you organize an e-waste collection drive, you can, with my help, my support, either in your school, college, university, office, or a residential colony. Please do that. I will guide you. I'll support you. I'll provide promotional material so that people understand first what is happening and why should we be doing this. Arrange a pickup and safe disposal, and arrange a certificate of appreciation. Also, In this activity, there is no commercial gain for me. I'm doing this for the country, for the planet. In closing, these three statements that I have created. A sustainable organization is a resilient organization. So we should be working for sustainability through green IT portion. Very small portion. There's a lot to be done for sustainability and overall sustainability of the business. Risk managing, learning, and continually improving organization is a resilient organization. So this e-waste is a risk. If we manage it effectively, we become a resilient organization. In the past, we used to make a statement. People make organizations. I have made a little change in this, and I say resilient people make resilient organizations that make or create resilient communities and ultimately the resilient planet that we look forward to. Final words. Based on these discussions, I say that it makes sense to go green IT for sustainable development and to be resilient. Very easy to find me. Any questions around this, or if you would like to arrange that e-waste collection drive, either at your school, college, university, office, or in your residential colony, please let me know, get in touch with me. Very easy to find me on LinkedIn. Stay connected. There's a lot to learn from each other. Learning and sharing is forever. I'm a lifelong learner myself. I'll come back to you again. Thank you.